The wind's super gusty. I'm just getting lifted and knocked nearly every gust, but that's westerlies. These bumps are probably a little bit on the small side, but that's all I've got to play with. So, all right, just getting a little lift now. Hoping this next gust isn't going to knock me back too far. I think it's going to. Yep, huge knock there, but I'll keep going across. I'm assuming I'm going to pull a good angle up on the next tack. See what this gust does to me here. Looks like a pretty strong one, but it's only short. Oh no, pretty mild. Could probably do with a bit bigger wing. I'm only on the 3.6, so it's a little bit undercooked. Still pulling pretty good angles, but I'm a little bit underpowered. I can't check my speeds on my front arm at the moment, but there we go, it's a good gust. Okay, now we're talking. I'll ride this gust out and then we'll spin around. Woo, that's a good gust. Now I'm pulling good height. So I've got my board canted over to windward a little bit, twisting my hips forwards. Oh, we're losing that wind. Alright, so we're gonna try and jive here if I can get round without getting blown off in these gusts. Oh, it's light. That's really light. Come on. That's the hard thing with westerlies. You've always got to be ready to turn. So that angle there, I was just sort of missing the eastern edge of Line Island. Now I should be able to make West Head. We'll see what these gusts do when they hit. Again, I'm pretty underpowered at the moment. Here we go. Come on. Just need some more wind. Not quite there. Bloody westerlies are a pain in the butt. Still like 16 k's an hour, so it's not too bad even just, but I'm getting forced down a little bit, which isn't ideal. So it's good to be powered up so you can maintain your height. 18 k's an hour. Here comes a really good gust. I can see it filling in pretty much the whole bay. So you will see in a second, as I get into this gust, hopefully my height will lift. In any second now. And here we go. So get powered up, I get to cant my board over to windward a bit more. Really use that foil for lifting myself upwind as well. I like to, if I can, it's harder on these smaller wings, but I'll try and put the leading edge of my wing against the side of my board. That really means I've got my wing up. Here's a big gust. Woo. Now we're talking. So I'm pretty now powered up on the 3.6. So this is a good, probably getting close to good 20 knots. And as you can see, my angle is lifted massively. 23 k's an hour upwind. That's the beauty of these small wing surfers, is even with the 2140, the wing surfers are so fast upwind. You really get some good angles, but you've got to be powered. Oh, some good bumps. Hopefully some more of those happen on my way back down. Bit of wildlife out here, good to see. Here we go, another little gust. Oh, come on. Oh, it's just holy. Good. You see the wings getting pushed around a bit. It's very gusty, incredibly gusty, but I'm pulling good angles upwind now. Nicely powered, just sort of relaxing into my front hip. opening my shoulders up as much as I can and just running about half mast, just make sure I don't creep on these bigger bumps. It's a really good gust now, 24, 25 k's an hour, upwind. It's a great speed to have. Angle's still quite good. Oh, some weird little north gust. Here we go, a bit of a north gust. Whoa! Okay. That nearly came straight down over the top of my shoulder then. It's a good 20 knots now. Really powered up. This is maybe more than 20 knots. I'm super lit. Leaning back. Just got my board canted over. Really gusty though. It's just flicking my wing around. I'm going to try and ride this all the way out. Oh, it's got knocked down a little bit then. But I'll ride this gust out. Oh, there's some good bumps now. So I got my front arm out dead straight. I like to get my wing up vertically. You can see I'm trying to get that leading edge on the board. It's a bit hard on the smaller wings. Alright, we're going to jive. I think this is getting too light. I'm going to get a bit of speed up. Important to go into your jive with a bit of speed. Don't wash all your speed off. I'm trying to be conservative because you'll lose all wing pressure as you go downwind. I try and get my back foot in the center line of the board and try and do the step in one go. And then put my new back foot in that same spot. That's the theory behind it. Doesn't always work. Sometimes you do a little shuffle, but if you minimise the amount of footwork you do, you keep the board pretty settled. Oh wow, this lull's super light. And it's really knocking me down. So I'm just trying to balance up a bit. Doing 19 k's an hour still, that's pretty good. Amazing board speed for how underpowered I am. Really lacking lift here without the drive. Here we go. And back up we go. Oh, another hole. It's really holy out here. And okay, let's try and get. Oh shit! Oh, just getting nailed by these gusts. It's really flicking me around. Trying to get this angle. Whew. You wouldn't say it's easy. Anyway, punching upwind pretty good still. Getting up my board nicely canted over, hips twisted around. You're sort of using your mast like a fin. You're kind of just ever so slightly edging your board upwind, trying to make sure that nose is just the tiniest bit pointing upwind. Open your shoulders up a bit. Oh, another hole. Come on. Yeah, there's where the small wings get down, so I sort of like to push the leading edge against the rail of the board. That can happen sometimes where your wingtip actually ends up on the deck of the board. You've got to be ready for that because you can't sheet out and it can pull you off your board. So just be conscious. The quick fix is to lift your front arm. Don't try and sheet out because the wingtip's already on the board. Lift your front arm up and the wingtip will flick straight out. Good bit of pressure coming up. It is gusty as all get out. Woo! Just trying to maintain a good even speed, get some good height. Keep my board just slightly over to windward. Keeps me climbing upwind. I think we're going to go around soon. Bring my back foot up to the centre line on the board. Because I'm goofy, I'm going to change my stance first. Let's get a little bit of speed on this bump here. Alright, change my feet. One step. Come around, change my wing. A couple little pumps. Oops, my harness hook's spun around a bit. Oh, get up first. There we go. Oh, another big gust coming. I don't know how well this is going to go downwinding, but that works. It'll give me another practice at pumping up on the run if I do this deflate. Wow, the wind's gone super north. Hence why it's so gusty up here. As you can see, I'm nearly pointing straight up the bay. I'm expecting to get knocked back down, or I'm starting to drift down now anyway. Oh, there's some good pressure. Whoa, that's a good gust. This is a good 20, 21 k's an hour. I'm just getting pulsed by these gusts. On, off, on, off. Whoa, that's a good gust now. Here we go. Pulling some really good speed and height. Again, I got my hips open, my shoulders open. I'm really twisted around. Not sure if you can see my legs. Oh, a couple of big bumps. And really helping pull my nose up towards the wind and just get that mast working like a fin. Got my wing nice and vertical, as you see, it's pretty close to hitting the rail of my board. If it's a bigger wing, it'd be on the rail of my board all the time. Front arm in it nice and straight. And I shoot on hard. I'm carrying a fair bit of load in my harness. We're going to in hard. Oh, it's going to get knocked here a bit. Leggy's in the way, leash is in the way. My leggy keeps knocking my harness out of the way every time I get to it. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's light. Oh man, that's annoying, that bit. Oh, I think there's going to be some pumping on this run. Wind is super north. Really quite hesitant to deflate with these bumps being so small. Oh, big knock. So that just changed my angle like 10 degrees then, as the wind kicked back west. This is a bit more of a true angle. Normally if the wind hit you that hard, it's a good time to turn around, but I'm still pulling really good height up the bay. So I'm going to ride it out a little bit longer. Actually looks pretty light upwind. I don't know if I'll go all the way up still. Oh, that's a good side again. We're going to turn around. Here's, again, maintaining my speed, try and get around the leash if I can. Move my back foot forward, one step. Ooh. Okay, wind's definitely kicked back west, you can see by my angle. And it's kicked in hard, that's what we want. But again, the bumps aren't so good. Just free wing for a little bit. I might deflate if the bumps get really good. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need my wing up. With the wind drawing this much from the north, there's just not enough fetch for it to start building up. Look at these bumps off this cruiser. Woo. Whoa, big hole in the wind. Poorly timed with these cruiser bumps. Kind of stuck in a trough there. Oh wow, that's a bit light. Oh, really struggling here, it's super light. Once I get a bit more power, I'll look at turning around, I think. A bit tricky on these cruiser wakes, so you just got to watch your rails, watch your edges. Here's a good gust. Just wait for things to calm down a little bit. Normally the first part of the gust is pretty wild, so get into the gust first. Make sure you're nice and calm, and then I'm bringing my back foot forward onto the nearly to the handle. I'll bear away a little bit because I'm losing some power here. One step, oop, bit of a jiggle there. Around we go. I'll let a few pumps out. Yeah, I don't think there's any point me going any further up because there's no bumps. So we might turn around and have a play. Let's see what can happen on these. Oh man, those cruiser wakes really made a mess of things. Whoa, I'm up high there. Yeah, it's crazy light. The wind's gone nearly north.